Well, there's a disheartening new poll out there, and it said the majority of Americans, this came from the Free Beacon, by the way, the majority of Americans want to change the First Amendment to ban hate speech. Now, my blood starts boiling when I hear about things like this, but there are reasons behind it, so hear me out. One, and this probably actually is the biggest one, we have a parenting crisis in the United States of America, and here's what I mean by that. It's not just fathers running out on their kids. That's obviously the biggest parenting crisis in any society. It's no secret. Children have a much better chance of success and happiness in this life if they grow up in two-parent homes. We don't have to shy away from that because we have to worry about offending somebody. That's a fact. Every statistic points that out. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this coddling your children generation that, frankly, I don't understand, and I don't understand how it happened so quickly, but it is here. Let me tell you a little story. This is a true story. A friend of mine in my neighborhood, he owns a business. At this business, he's got about 15 employees. At this business, he has people of various ages from their 40s down to their early 20s. 2 weeks ago, he had to call in one of these guys in his early 20s and scold him because he was late to work 2 days in a row. Okay, that's basic common sense for you and me. I mean, you don't show up late to work. You're supposed to be at work at this time. You show up at that time, right? Okay, so no big deal. Has to sit the guy down. Don't be late again or I'm going to write you up. This better not happen again. You start being more responsible. Gives him a little tongue lashing and on about his day he goes. Goes out, has a lunch meeting, comes back from his lunch meeting and has not one, not two, but 3 voicemails on his company phone from this employee's mother. Did you hear what I said? A man in his early 20s got a little tongue lashing at work, called his mommy. His mommy then called the boss to yell at the boss on voicemail about speaking that way to her son. What? And this is not uncommon. I've heard this time and time and time again. What are we doing in the United States of America? How much of a sissified generation are you trying to raise? If I ever find out my kid showed up late to work and I find out about it, he'll be in double the trouble with me than he was with the boss. But this is what it is. You remember that old movie, Bubble Boy? Remember that movie where the guy, his parents were worried about him, so he was trapped in a bubble the whole time? That is what parents do these days. They call it helicopter parenting. They call it snowplow parenting, where you remove all the obstacles away from somebody. That's what world we're living in now, ladies and gentlemen. And because of that, here's the consequence of it. And a lot of you may be guilty of this and you don't even know it. If your kid gets in trouble in school, what's your first instinct? Tell me, be honest. Is it to yell at the kid or is it to yell at the teacher? Be honest. Your kid goes to Little League practice, gets caught screwing off in the outfield or something, no big deal. Coach screams at him, get down on your face and give me 10 push-ups. You see it happen. What's your instinct? Are you mad at that coach or are you thinking, nice, good, I'm going to make him do 10 more when he gets home? We have this generation now of parents raising children, and they think it's their job to make sure little Timmy never faces any challenges. Or when he does face challenges, mommy's going to come in and help. Oh, that coach can't talk to me like that. Mommy will talk to him about it. And here's what you're doing. You are not helping your child. You're not making his life better. You're not making him happier. What you're actually doing is making your child miserable because you're teaching your child this. And this goes back to my banning hate speech in the First Amendment. Here's what you're teaching your child. That the world will care about their feelings. It won't. You're teaching your child that the world will adjust according to what the child wants. The world won't. Again, this is not your mommy's show, it's my show. And let me tell you something, and this goes for you parents. nobody gives a crap about you. Nobody gives a crap about your child. Yes, I'm not talking about, family. Obviously, husband, wife, parents, they do. This world will chew you up and spit you out and eat you alive, and it is not here to make sure that your feels don't get hurt. You are setting your child up for failure.